Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have y'all noticed I haven't been posting my regular videos like I usually do? I just haven't had fun with Rainbow Six Siege. So I decided to change my channel up and changing it up to stuff I want to produce and not be focused on one similar objective. Just, do whatever I want with it. And if you don't like it, I understand. It's fine. But I'm just gonna start posting new stuff. So this is for my first moderation game on Zoom for Ultimate Werewolf. I'm a little bit rusty, so take it what you will. I made a couple mess ups here and there, but still overall, I think it turned out to be a pretty good game, and everybody seemed to enjoy it. So I'll probably be doing more, and I'll bring it to you in the near future. So enjoy the video. Until next time, peace. Okay, I think we got everybody we're going to have. So let's go and get started here, okay? All right, tonight's village is called Jugin's Village. No, Juginville, sorry. Because I'm your deity and y'all worship me. Some of you brought some evil people with you. So I need my village, my loyal subjects, to find these people and get rid of them. So we can have a nice, peaceful village. All right, tonight's village. We will not have a seer, but we will have some alternates. The first one is going to be a mentalist. Each night, the mentalist can wake up and choose two people besides himself and see if they're on the same team. And I'll be pretty lenient with it. I'll let you choose the same person the same night. Next one is one of my favorite roles I love to use. It's the priest. The priest every night wakes up, chooses somebody in the village. They can choose themselves. It has a healing spell on them. And that lasts the whole time until it's used up. So it protects them from any elimination. Voting out, lynching, killing at night, whatsoever. Next one's going to be a drunk. I already have a predetermined role. Everybody knows what the drunk does. Is asleep for 3 days till they find out their role. This one's a fun one. I kind of like it. The spellcaster. Every night, the spellcaster chooses somebody in the village. The next day, that person cannot talk. May not choose the same person 2 nights in a row. The next one is the cursed. The cursed is killed by werewolves at night. He becomes a werewolf the next night. The next one is my favorite. I'm sorry, it's the one I created. He is your village vigilante named Blade. Blade can wake up each night and he's looking specifically for vampires. Now, the trick is for Blade, if he takes a shot and kills a vampire, he keeps his power. If he takes a shot and kills anybody else that's not a vampire, he loses his power. Werewolves won't count. If he kills a werewolf, he kills a werewolf. That's a freebie. But actually, no, he will not kill a werewolf. He'll target a werewolf, but he won't die. And Blade's passive ability is he's immune to the devils. I don't know why I said devil. Vampire's toxin. So if he's bitten by the vampires, it will not affect him. Speaking of vampires, that's your next role. Vampires wake up at night together. They choose somebody to bite. Whoever they choose to bite together, the next day, upon a second nomination for elimination, they die on the spot. So if you get nominated, the second nomination will kill them right on the spot. Got it?
Yeah, wait. If they get nominated and then
the first nomination
during the game?
No, it's just for that next day. So like werewolves wake up and kill somebody the next day. Where vampires wake up every night and choose somebody for the next day. Doesn't stay.
Okay.
Is it on their second nomination or second to a nomination?
Second. So like somebody nominates somebody, say they nominate Paul, right? The second nomination, then that's when Paul dies. He doesn't get a defense, nothing.
Oh, it has to be the second nomination of the day, right?
Correct.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's like a delayed kill,
Yep.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
And second all, with the vampires, they cannot be killed by werewolves. So if a werewolf targets a vampire, nobody dies. All right, then.
Their bite works on werewolves, correct?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
The next one's the hunter. The hunter dies. He gets to take somebody with him. And then you have undisclosed villagers, undisclosed werewolves, undisclosed vampires. Next one's going to be the bodyguard. Each night, bodyguard waits up and chooses to protect somebody. You protect themselves. And how I do the bodyguard, I will let you protect somebody 2 nights in a row. You will not be able to protect them no more the rest of the game. So, like, if you know who's the mentalist, right? And you protect them one night, and everybody knows he's the mentalist, and they want to take out the mentalist, you can protect the mentalist again, but you will not be able to protect the rest of the game. And the last but not least is going to be Aura Seer. Aura Seer can check and see if somebody's not a villager or a werewolf. So in this case, she's looking for vampires. We lost a player for the last roll, so I won't be using that roll. Everybody understand the roles?
Is the mentalist allowed to pick themselves as one of the two?
I usually don't allow that because it's pretty overpowered.
Okay, that's what I thought that might be.
How many different teams are there? So the vampires and werewolves, and then the rest.
Oh, I'm glad you asked that. There's one more role I was going to call out. I deal out as an extra role. It's going to be Cupid. And how I play Cupid, it's an extra role I deal out, and they get the person gets the remainder role. The Cupid will wake up the first night and choose somebody else to be in love with them. Now you and Cupid are on a team. Your main goal is to survive to the end together. If one of you die, both of you die. It trumps whatever team you're already on. Say if you're a vampire and you're linked to a villager, you still wake up with the vampires, but you want to keep your partner alive because y'all trying to win together. Okay? Any questions?
So if one of you died, the other loses automatically?
Yes. Y'all link together in life. You're trying to win together, but you'll die together.
Cupid makes somebody in love with them, not two different people?
Yes, that's how I play it.
Okay. And sorry, question about Blade. You said that if they kill a vampire, then they keep their power.
Correct.
If they kill a werewolf, they don't kill them, but do they still lose their power?
No.
Okay, so only a villager will lose your power. Okay.
So when a mentalist picks 2 people, like how many different teams? Like vampires and werewolves are different teams.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So there's 3 different teams, like villagers, vampires, werewolves. Yeah.
Yep. Well, there's really 4 because you're going to have Cupid. They're on their own team.
And the person in love with Cupid, will they know Cupid picked them?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you say the spellcaster just one more time?
Spellcaster waits up every night and chooses somebody in the village to silence. So the next day, that person cannot talk at all. So if you have somebody like Daniel likes to talk all the time and you're tired of hearing him talk, you can shut him up the next day.
Real quick with that, they're not allowed to write anything, type anything. They can mime or.
No, yeah.
Silenced. Okay.
Well, are you talking about when you're asleep?
No, when you're silenced. If I was silenced, I'm not allowed to write things down to hold up. Like.
No, you can't write anything down. You can mime or whatever, but you cannot write down anything.
Since you mentioned Daniel, can the spellcaster pick the same person more than one night?
No.
Oh, darn it.
Now, if it gets if the spellcaster's at the end, then you have no choice. But usually, you only nominate one person once each game. Okay. But if you get down to the end, you have to nominate, and that's fine.
Is it 4 teams that it's villager, werewolf, vampires, and Cupid?
Yes. That's why the mentalist is pretty big.
When the Aura Seer picks someone, so like if they're kind of like, is it like a thumbs down if it's a werewolf or a vampire, or do you just?
Oh, are you talking about the mentalist?
No, sorry, the Aura Seer.
Yeah,
So
I'll let you know if they're good. They're basically the seer, but they're looking for vampires.
What is kind of like his all right, so he's just vampire. So what if
Yeah.
the aura seer picks a werewolf? Will you not say? Will you just say thumbs up or
No, didn't find a vampire, so it'd be a thumbs down.
just vampire? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
She just
So
has
he's
evil
weird,
entities at night,
he
but just
gets a thumb up for the vampires only, right?
correct.
Okay.
And just to clarify the vampire, because I wasn't listening that well, it's the second nomination of the day, not nominating someone twice, right? That kills them.
So say somebody nominates somebody like the usual way, and then somebody seconds. The moment somebody seconds, the person's dead.
Oh,
Yeah. So you might not want to be too quick to nominate people here.
oh, so the first person who gets seconded dies.
Yes, it's whoever they pick that night. They wake up every
Right,
night
right,
and choose a
yes,
different
yes.
person.
And does that end the day, or do we still get an execution?
You'll be on a timer, but yeah, they'll usually end the day. If somebody died, actually no, not with that case. I'll let y'all still try to nominate somebody else because that'll be their kill, not the village kill.
Okay, okay.
The only person that is immune to the vampire's toxin, so the vampires can target the toxin or target Blade, but even if he's double nominated, he won't die because he's immune to the toxin.
Does Bodyguard protect against the vampires?
No,
Is the priest a one time or is it every night they pick someone?
it's a one-time event. So like if you say the priest protects themselves, they're protected for their next kill of anyhow they die.
Beautiful.
And then they get the power back, or the power's done.
The power's done. It's one-time use,
Okay.
but it stays there until it's used. All right, I'm going to divvy out the rolls. Well, hold on.
If the Cupid picks, say, the Mentalist, do they still get to use their Mentalist ability, or do they just become like Cupid's little follower and that's all their ability is?
No, you still have your original role. You just know you're on the team with Cupid.
Okay.
You still have your original role. You still wake up with vampires, or if you're a werewolf, you still wake up with werewolves. But your goal is to win with your
Will they
spouse.
know who Cupid is?
Yes. Cupid chooses somebody to be in love with them, so I'll message them that whoever they choose, and then the second night I'll wake them both up because they should have seen their messages.
Cool.
If Cupid chooses the drunk, will you wait till the third night to tell them?
It doesn't matter. They're always going to be there.
Okay.
As somebody else join, is somebody trying to play? Michael?
The Cupid.
No, I'm just as a spectator. Sorry.
If you want to play, you can.
No, I'm busy with other stuff, so it'll be on in the background.
Copy. All right, I'm going to divvy out rolls.
So the Cupid wins at the end of the game when whatever team wins, if they're alive, or do they have to be the last two people alive in the village?
They have to be the last two people alive.
Oh, so it's pretty much impossible for them to win.
I've seen it happen.
The Cupid team does one with other teams if another team wins, right?
Jugan, you might be.
Or do they?
No, I heard. Apparently not. That's what I'm hearing. That they don't win with other teams.
Yeah,
They have to
Cupid
be the
team has
last
to
two.
be the final
I
two.
would say they need to be the final two and alive. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay.
That's
Oh, yeah,
enough.
that's-
I should say that's
that's good.
enough, right? Because if it's 5 people and 2 of them are Cupid and the other person, they should still win.
Yeah, if it's down to final 3 because it's automatically going to nominate them and them off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if it's 3 left, they still win because they have the voting.
Yeah.
Everybody go to sleep. It's nighttime.
Don't forget to mute us.
Oh, yeah. Everybody close your eyes. Let me get my werewolves to wake up. All my werewolves. Know who you are. You do not get to kill the first night. Go to sleep. Let me get my Cupid to wake up. Who do you choose to be your soulmate? You can write it down on a piece of paper. Okay. One more time. Oh, using their real name. Got it. Gotcha. Go to sleep. My vampires wake up. Wave at each other, know who you are. Go ahead and go to sleep. You do not get a bite tonight. All right, let's see. Anybody else needs to wake up? And that's it. Everybody wake on up. It's morning. Roosters are crowing. The day is yours. You can unmute yourself.
So there's no Overseer or Mentalist check on the first day?
No.
My mom's calling.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
You got 5 minutes the first day, and next day is 10 minutes. You can do any number of nominations you want. Just have a time limit.
The one that just got Cupid, do they know who? Like, are they told on chat or did they wake up with them?
Yeah, I'm telling them right now. So
I love you. I'll call you back soon, okay?
How many vampires, how many werewolves we thinking?
It can't be that many with the number of rolls we have.
Yeah.
Vampires, probably.
How many? Three? I would say 2 vampires, 2 or 3,
Yeah.
3 werewolves.
2
something like
each.
that.
Yeah, same here.
Who else is there? So Danielle, you said what? 2 vampires, 3 werewolves? Is that what you said?
Well, I would go with 2 vampires and 2 or 3 because vampires would be overpowered if they are a lot. Like I don't know, and 2 or 3 maybe werewolves, something like that. I would guess like.
I'd guess.
I mean,
2
that
or
range
3.
at least.
Can Blade choose not to kill someone at night time?
yes,
Okay.
they do not have to choose.
What roles didn't wake up tonight that normally will in the future nights?
Mentalist, bodyguard, priest,
The seer.
spellcaster, or a seer.
Blade.
There were a lot that
Blade.
didn't
Blade,
wake up.
yeah.
A bunch of rolls. I think more than the ones that actually woke up.
Basically, just the teams found out who they were on.
Very few actual regular villagers. In any way we slice it.
Yeah, there's only like 2 or 3.
There's not going to be a lot, no.
Technically,
I'm just gonna nominate to get this going. Let's nominate Classic Paul.
Classic Paul. Do I have a second?
Classic Paul.
You second it, Ben?
No, sorry.
Oh. There's no second.
I'll second. Let's talk. Let's talk.
All right. Paul.
He did.
Hey guys, there's like no information right now because nobody got to do any of their night powers besides look at their teammates. I'm on the village team, so you probably don't want to kill me.
We don't have any roles in play that like we must kill because of them, right?
I don't think we do.
Hold on. Paul. Paul's on chopping block.
Sasquatch or
starving wolf or anything.
Yeah.
Paul's on a chopping block. So, Paul, you have 30 seconds to continue your defense. Do you want to say anything else?
No, I don't really have any other information because the game literally just started. So I'm on the village team.
All right. As usual, vote to save, vote to kill. 3, 2, 1. All voting for thumbs up. Paul's still alive. You can unmute yourself.
Everybody likes Paul.
You said we can do as many nominations as we want. It's just whoever has the most by the end of the time limit. Okay.
Time runs out.
Oh,
Time
that's
runs
a
out.
thing? It's not three nominations?
No, not in this
That's what
game.
we're saying. It's whoever has the most votes by the end is basically.
No, it's not whoever has the most votes. If they die, they die. If we choose
gotcha,
kill him by majority,
Until they die.
I would just go without a kill, yeah.
And timer running up just means no kill, right? So
Definitely.
Watch, so
I
killing
mean, there is no reason to kill tonight because none of our good roll got to do anything. So,
I agree with that. Yeah.
Let's
So
do
should we
a,
just go to sleep then?
Yeah.
I mean, we could potentially start losing like 3 people a night, though. So
yeah, but what's the point of just randomly killing somebody when we had no good rolls do anything for us?
Wait, how can we lose 3 people at night?
Well, it wouldn't be 3 villagers.
werewolves could, not at night, but werewolves could kill somebody. Blade might accidentally kill somebody. The vampires fight somebody.
Here's what I'm gonna say, and Blake can attest to this. Blade, don't do anything on the first night.
I thought Blade couldn't kill
I don't attest to
non-vampires.
But at the same,
you can kill a villager, but then he loses his power.
I don't think Blade should do
There's no
anything
reason
yet.
to do that right now.
Yeah, there's.
I'm not saying I'm not saying we should just randomly kill somebody this day. We got to figure out how we're going to get information.
We probably have between 4 to 6 werewolves.
But we get a lot of information by not killing. Like the longer we stay in this game, the more rounds we have, the more information we get. Because we have the mentalists, we have this weird seer, and then we have.
True.
I think those 2 are the main ones, right?
Yeah.
Blade, if they
As far as information goes.
Well, we also have the drunk, so somebody may not even know they have one of those powers.
Right.
Right now, we're just going off of what people are saying and body cues.
Which is more
That's
of a
all we
reason
have.
why
don't
we
have
want
any
more
hard
rounds if we have a
information.
drunk, though.
Yeah.
Agreed.
With
Yeah,
lack
and
of
most
info, we're more
nights-
likely to kill a villager.
Most nights you want to kill, but we literally got no good rolls doing anything, so that's why I'm saying don't kill.
Yeah, 100% don't kill.
Yeah.
I actually, yeah.
There's also a
I'm on
possibility that
team no
like the
kill.
seer and mentalist is part of the Cupid team, which will actually go against us if we're winning. So that's a problem.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
I mean,
The only person who has any information would be the person that was chosen by Cupid, and I don't think they should come out, obviously.
Well,
Yeah,
they won't
well,
come out. They will not come out, even if you want them to, Daily.
Teams know who they are. That's all they know.
I mean, I do think they
The
should.
bells
come
are
out because I wanna
tolled.
kill
Time to go to
them.
sleep. Time to go to sleep.
Well, no, because they're still.
get to mute us.
I don't like this. Everybody, go to sleep. First thing I'll have, let me have the 2 lovers that got chosen. Make sure y'all got my messages and understand that y'all together. So go ahead and wake up. Wave at each other. Wave at each other that you know that y'all chose each other. All right, go back to sleep. All right, first things first. Let me get my vampires to wake up. All my vampires. Choose somebody you want to bite on tonight. All right, vampires, go to sleep. My priests, go ahead and wake up. You want to use your power tonight. Okay, priest, go to sleep. My spellcaster, who you want to be quiet tomorrow? Copy. Go to sleep. All right, my village vigilante, Blade. Go on, wake on up. You want to use your power tonight. All right, got you. Thank you. Go to sleep, Blade. My mentalist. Wake on up. What 2 people you want to check to see if they're on the same team? All right, go to sleep, mentalist. My bodyguard. Pick on up. Who do you want to protect tonight? Thank you, bodyguard. Go to sleep. Oh, my werewolves. I totally forgot about you guys. Go ahead and wake on up. Tell me who you want to munch on tonight. Thank you, werewolves. Go to sleep. Last but not least, my Overseer. My Overseer. Wake on up. Who do you want to look at? All right, everybody. Wake on up. It's morning. First off, I'm going to tell you what happened last night. Pause this real quick. First off, there was no kill last night. The day is yours. Oh, I'm sorry. And Blake, you had a spell cast on you. You cannot talk today. Day is yours.
So what are the possibilities, guys?
Bodyguard or
Bodyguard luck out.
priest, I guess.
Is that
Priest,
only
bodyguard?
it?
I remember
I think
vampires
also
cannot be
werewolves
killed by
cannot kill
werewolves.
Yeah, maybe a werewolf
yeah.
targeted a
That's right too.
Yeah.
So those are the only three things.
Oh, the werewolves cannot kill vampires, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But
They can target them all they want. They just won't die.
Somebody though, because of the vampire.
So werewolves,
Right.
tell us who you targeted, and we'll kill them all.
But if someone doesn't die during an execution or the vampire bite, is it only because of the priest?
No,
Yes.
if we didn't choose the right person, like if they
No, no.
didn't-
If you're bitten and you were supposed to die and you didn't,
yeah,
the
so
only
it would
reason
be-
is
it
the
would only be
priest.
the priest.
Yeah.
The priest.
Or if they chose Blade, because Blade's not affected by it.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so then the bodyguard doesn't protect against the bite?
I thought he
No.
did.
The bodyguard is only at night.
No, just the priest.
Right. So it doesn't negate the bite.
No. The bite still happens.
Okay.
Yeah, I asked that.
The only thing that saves the person from dying from the vampire kill would be the priest or if they're blade.
Yep. Okay. Got it.
I'm thinking, I mean, probably the best likelihood is they picked the vampire. Sure, they could have picked the bodyguard person, but if we think
There's
there's
more
more than one
likely it's the
vampire, there's a better chance they picked the vampire.
That's true.
Probably more
Or
likely.
they picked whoever the priest
Least
put the
is
healing
likely.
spell on.
Yeah,
I
there's.
don't think the priest used it.
But
There's a one chance. There's a one in however many players for both of those. Where vampires, if there's more than one,
yeah, I'm thinking there's got to be between
Be pretty early.
4 to 6 bad guys. So,
well, like,
There is
I
a
don't
point
even-
in the
At least
game.
4 for sure.
I don't even really look at Cupid and the lover as that much of a threat.
Yeah.
So I don't really care about their
Yeah,
team.
I mean,
But they are a threat if they have an important role because
Yeah,
they will
exactly.
eventually mislead us.
Yeah, but eventually, but they also want to get rid of everybody else too.
Right.
Yeah. So they will help us to an extent, and then we'll figure out when they shift.
Can the curse turn into a vampire if he's killed? or
Ooh, we
she?
forgot about
oh,
the curse.
curse is a
Oh, the curse.
Curse could have happened.
Yeah, can they kill? Can they die as a vamp and from a vampire and just turn to a vampire, or it's only the werewolf?
Only
that
werewolves.
Can, okay.
So maybe
okay.
maybe the werewolves targeted the cursed person.
Maybe that's a possibility.
Oh, that's possible. So that's another.
That's another option. Yeah.
Too many.
Same likelihood as if the bodyguard protected somebody.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, targeting the vampires is probably the most likely.
Yeah, I would say.
So I know nothing. I mean, we've got more information. Are people feeling like a kill today? Probably.
I don't know how much information we got. I mean, maybe.
we got lucky that nobody died, but eventually, if we don't start trying to pick somebody out, the numbers are gonna overwhelm us.
Yeah, I don't know how I don't know how lucky we were because like what 16 of us and then like 2 people are vampires that a werewolf wouldn't be able to kill. There might have been a curse. There might have been someone protected by a priest and bodyguard.
Kind of like a 30 or 40% chance we didn't get a kill, I think.
I want to know if I was bitten. If someone wants to nominate me, I'm willing to.
But that's on the second nomination, Connor.
You will die knowing. Like,
Daniel,
do you
it's
want
not
that?
second nomination. It's just if as soon as somebody seconds the nomination, that person immediately dies.
So there's
you will die.
I thought it was the
Person that
second
they
nomination.
chose.
You'll die, but then you'll know that because he said the day is going to still go on. You'll know you don't have to worry about killing.
Oh, is that right, Jugan?
I thought it was the second nomination.
Second nomination. That's
No,
it.
it's
Yes.
when somebody
It's only
says
the one who seconded.
It's your,
Yeah,
if
so
you're
upon the
seconded.
second nomination, he automatically dies. There's no defense. There's no voting. There's nothing.
So if Connor was bitten and
Wait, if someone
somebody
seconds the nomination, or it's the second nomination?
No,
of
no.
the-
No,
if
somebody
someone seconds
seconds
the
it.
nomination, the person who is nominated
wow.
dies.
so if
No,
Connor was
I am
bitten and somebody
recommending-
seconded
That's a lot less
forgiving.
I want to know if I was bitten, so I'm willing to let you guys put me on the chopping block.
Seriously?
They have to have been bitten and then nominated, right?
Yes.
So you want to die actually?
And
Connor?
seconded.
There's a chance, but listen, here's what I'm thinking: is if I
Oh, you will know
die,
people.
if I die, then you guys now know that you don't have to worry about killing somebody else. And I'm
And we also may know that the one who seconded could be a vampire.
I'll nominate Connor. I'll respect his wishes.
I got a nomination by Classic Paul. Do I have a
I
second?
do not second.
Daniel seconds.
my dad.
Did Daniel second?
Yeah, Daniel
Yeah.
seconded.
Unfortunately, no. I'm just kidding. Connor, you got a minute to defend yourself.
You need
I was
Guam in
just
this game.
It was a little theory to throw out there. I was kind of okay with if I did die, then letting you guys know that you don't have to worry about killing somebody else. And we did say that Blade is really the only one who cannot be affected by this, correct? A werewolf could have been affected, so I mean, it doesn't clear me from anything other than, I wasn't bit.
Are you Blade? No, I'm.
Is this gonna be like a daily thing? Like,
No,
you're gonna wanna
I
get
just-
nominated?
It was a thought. Like I thought there was a chance.
Listen, it's Connor's defense, not everybody talking.
I just thought that there was a chance I could have got bit, and I thought if I did, then I'd die, and you guys could go on nominating people, not worrying about killing somebody else.
That your defense?
That's it.
All right. Voting time. 3, 2, 1. Oh. 2 down. Connor, you're still alive. You can nominate yourselves.
Plus, we also need to start getting some information, so I think nominating people is good right now with only 4.5 minutes left.
Look, it kind of makes sense when you say it, but it actually doesn't. Because if you die from the vampire and we don't need to worry, the only thing we were worried about is someone dying from the vampire. Like, you just did what
Yeah, but
they
listen,
wanted.
what I'm saying is I don't think what I am is important.
Right.
Who else voted down besides Leanne then?
Adam S.
The other Adam, just to be clear.
Do you guys
The silent Adam.
You guys maybe want to explain why you voted down, Leanne? Why you voted down?
You're muted.
You're muted, Leanne.
He thinks his position isn't that important. And if he was bitten, we would know there was a vampire that did choose him to bite. It's just finding out who that was.
By you, Adam.
I never heard you say you were a villager.
Yeah.
I don't always like to just.
That's kind of true.
Adam, he does not talk, but when he talks, it always makes sense. It's like
I don't know. Like, was that maybe some kind of like next level playoff, Connor, to try and like maybe use the vampire?
it might be. Yes, it might be.
It's most likely that, actually.
Here's what I'm gonna say: Daniel didn't try to kill me, so I'm cleared in my eyes.
Well, I do not mistrust you for now.
How long do you think you're cleared?
Connor, I don't do that every time. Come on, dude. It's only when I'm super suspicious at you.
I've only played twice, and Daniel, you've killed me both times. I've only played twice, and you've killed me both times.
Okay.
Rules.
I'm sorry, but
based off what Connor said, vampires cannot kill werewolves. Is that correct?
No,
if
they
fight
can't.
a werewolf, nothing happens.
The other way
They
around.
can.
Other way around.
The other way around. Werewolves
Were you a
cannot.
bit
The bite can kill, yeah.
Okay.
Eddie,
Yeah,
were you
it's
a
just
bit
the
when I
werewolves
killed
that
you?
can't kill the vampires.
Sorry,
Were you from the werewolf team when I killed you, or I killed you as a werewolf? What happened there?
You've killed me twice, and both times I was a werewolf.
There you go. I should get the title.
Does anyone, because we got 2 minutes left, does anyone have any suspicions and want to nominate? Because I do think we should probably kill somebody. All right, I'll nominate. I'm gonna nominate Aurelio.
Who's that?
I got one nomination for Aurelio.
No rice, no confetti. Let me.
Was there a second?
Is anybody seconding it?
There's no second? All right, taking that away. Still got 138 left.
I'll nominate Johnny.
Got one nomination for Johnny.
Who nominated?
I did.
Paul, I think.
Paul,
Mitchell.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, I have 2 seconds for Johnny. This is your defense.
Can you give us a moment to explain that as well for the
Okay, that's fine.
people that
You can do it.
Yeah, because it can be shady why we're doing it, right? It's because we have vampires that cannot second, and people would be suspect of them. So yeah, so my seconding there. I don't know why the nomination is, but Paul, you can go ahead and tell that. My seconding is many of the times when people are asking for being how many werewolves, how many vampires or whatever in the game is the bad team are. Many of the times I put them on my suspicion list. So I had Johnny on my suspicion list from the beginning because a lot of the times when we play these games, this is meta, but still it's valid. Good people would ask those questions. So now maybe there's a reverse psychology there, and he's thinking, "Let me ask and clear myself," or something like that. So.
All
Just
right,
saying,
Paul.
that's a super bad clue. It's like very like light and not hard on Johnny, but just saying. I want to hear him talk. That's
all right, Paul. What's your reasoning?
So a lot of it is I'm real nervous to second something. I want to do something active, so I feel better doing a nomination than seconding a nomination. Hadn't heard Johnny talk too much, and with vampires out there, just seconding makes me real nervous.
All right. Meet everybody. Johnny, you can unmute yourself. This is your defense.
All right, well, I'm going to address Daniel by saying that I only asked to confirm what you said because I actually was suspicious of you by calling the amount of, and I didn't hear what you said because people were talking at the same time. So I thought I agree with you. Usually people that are like, oh, how many people of this and that is because they are trying to throw suspicion off. And I just didn't hear properly what you said. As for talking...
I'm sorry, I misheard as well. Sorry.
That's okay. As for talking, yeah, I just tried a few comments here and there, but I agree with you, Paul. If you're second, it looks very suspicious. To a point where I'm starting to wonder if the vampires will start seconding because they'll think that nobody will suspect me because I am seconding. So, but yeah, I'm a villager. So, I mean, if you think you guys need to kill somebody, by all means. I mean, it is at that point of the game. So, but I'm just a villager.
All right. We're going to vote now. So go ahead and put the thumbs up. 1, 2, 3. You're still alive, Johnny. You have a minute left in your day.
Real quick question. Did you say if the cursed will know that they're cursed?
No, they do not know that they're cursed.
So someone who says they're a plain villager is cursed. Just a reminder to everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, they do know they're cursed. Never mind. My bad.
Okay.
Ignore what I just said.
I just thought about what I sent the person, so yeah. They know they're cursed.
We have 40 seconds.
Fair, I could still be one of the drunks. Well, not one of the, but the drunk.
I'm gonna nominate Daniel because everybody that's been seconded so far was seconded by Daniel.
That's a valid point.
I got one nomination. I have a second.
I'll second it.
All right, got a second. All right, give y'all reasons for nominating. I heard bands. Connor, you have one?
We only have 30 seconds to kill after this, so I don't know if we need to kill Daniel, but I do think we should kill somebody. So after this 30 seconds, we should, if Daniel doesn't die, I think we should throw somebody up.
All right.
Okay, so in my
you have to unmute yourself, Daniel.
Okay, in my defense, I just want to say it's not good to kill me because I'm one of the not the best roles in the village, but I'm a role, so it's not good to kill me. You need me, and yeah, I seconded 4 times. I mean 1, 2, 3 times, and then now it's Connor's turn to second. But I just wanted to move the game along. We're not having with the timers are like in place, so we have to do nominations to hear people speak. No one is speaking. We're not getting any information from the first day. The first day was a waste. Second day is like super. There's no information, so we have to do the nominations and try. And again, I seconded people that I thought are worth seconding. So.
All right, so if all for killing Daniel, thumbs up, usual. 3, 2, 1. Daniel's still alive. Gonna meet yourself.
Can I nominate again, even though I nominated somebody? I'm going to nominate Aurelio.
Wait, did you?
What was that?
Aurelio was already nominated. Oh. Well, there's no second, so.
Well, I'm not seconding anymore.
That bell's tone. It's time to go to sleep. All right. First 2 days go without a kill. Maybe the last night would be the same. Let me get my werewolves to wake up since I forgot y'all last time. So go ahead and wake up and choose somebody to munch on because y'all been hungry. Thank you, werewolves. Go to sleep. Let me get my mentalist to wake up. My mentalist. Who do you want to inquire on? Thank you, mentalist. Go to sleep. My priest, wake up. Do you want to use your power tonight? Thank you, priest. Go and go back to sleep. My spellcaster. Who do you want to silence tonight? Thank you, spellcaster. Go to sleep. My blade, my faithful blade. Wake up. Do you want to use your power tonight? Thank you, Blade. Go back to sleep. My vampires. My vampires. Who you want to fight tonight? Oh, real bloodthirsty. Think vampires, go to sleep. Let me get my bodyguard. My bodyguard. Wake up. Who you want to protect tonight? I'll let you do that, but remember, you can't do it again. You protected that same person the last night. My bad. All right. My aura seer, wake on up. You want to look at? Thank you, aura seer. Go to sleep. Time to wake up, everybody. Gotta ask everybody to stay muted so I can tell you what happened last night. Arulo, you wake up. There is blood in the streets from your neighbor. You walk over and check. You find Johnny with a stake in his heart. Johnny, you were killed by Blade. Please shut off your camera. You got the end of the game. Rest of the village, the day is yours.
Do we know someone was listening to me? I love it.
Hold on.
Do we know what team he was on?
Believes me. Come on.
Okay, so I found that.
Yeah.
You found the kill, yeah.
Oh,
so wait, we are told that he was killed by Blade?
Yeah, what team is he on?
Vampire.
He has to be a vampire.
No,
we're not told the team he's on?
It could be on any team. What role was Johnny?
Oh, yeah. Do we know
Why aren't
that,
we told?
How many kills were there? Just one, right?
He just said the one.
Either way, don't we know the role of, or not the role, but the team of the person who died, whether it's a villager or whatever?
I believe I think so.
In my games, you don't know who died at night. You only know who died during the day.
Oh, so Blade might have lost their power.
So it could be a villager.
I was so happy. Never mind.
For a second, I thought it was all good. I guess. All right, cool. We're gonna swim wild in the dark.
Oh, yeah, but it could be just a villager, Billy B. Oh, but we know that it's killed by Blade, right?
It could be a villager.
So
it's not a werewolf. It wasn't a werewolf, that's for sure.
Yeah. What?
Oh, it sounds like we might be losing our bodyguard this night.
Blade cannot kill werewolves.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah, I'm fearful for you, Daniel.
Why?
You must die, or you will die.
No. I'm saying I think you're gone tomorrow.
Why you gotta say it though? Why you gotta say it, Connor?
That's actually rather.
I'm saying it because if Daniel said he's got a role. I'd like to know his information. I don't think he's gonna make it tomorrow.
Maybe the priest can help him.
Well, it sounds like from what happened at night.
Just save me. I
mean, the bodyguard.
Oh wait, so the werewolf didn't kill yet.
Protect themselves night one. And then it sounded like they were going to protect the same person, and we didn't have a kill the first night. So I'm just
the werewolves missed 2 kills.
I would say, Julian, do not disclose if someone is protected 2 nights in a row. Just tell them privately in chat.
No, I messed up. I got the person said I was going off somebody other selection. That was my bad.
It's fine, but tell them if they pick someone twice, just go with it and
Yeah.
Tell them in chat.
All right.
Next
Yeah,
day,
we don't
you
know.
lost.
I play bodyguard different, so that's why I just reinforced.
Yeah. Okay.
Was anyone spellcasted, or did they not have to?
Oh yeah, my bad. I forgot. Thanks for the reminder.
Don't tell me it's Connor. I'm gonna kill myself.
Adele, you are silenced today. Adele, you're silenced.
Who's silenced?
You're silenced. You cannot talk today. So mute yourself.
Who's that?
Adele.
Oh, we didn't hear the name. Sorry.
Okay, so
Yeah, it was getting really quiet when you were saying it.
My bad.
If Blade kills somebody, you don't tell us what they were, but you will tell us what they were if the werewolves killed somebody?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no, or not. Jugan, you're not disclosing anything.
Night kills don't.
But we have to know about the werewolf skills. Come on, we have to know something. That's no information at all.
Well, there's no way a werewolf can die at night, right?
They could die during the next day, but they couldn't die at night.
Yeah, from a vampire bite, but not during the night.
Right. So he said he's not going to tell us at night. So if a werewolf dies, we're going to know because it's going to happen during the day.
Oh my god. If we don't know who's dying, maybe we should be. And this is stupid to say by me because I'm the one who's like keep your roles during the end of the game. But we would need the information, guys. So think about it when you're gonna be coming out with the roles. Okay. I'm not saying just come out right now. Just be aware that. Yeah. If you have a good if you have a good catch, just think about it.
So that's even less reason for Blade to take random shots because we lose information that way.
Yeah. Well, what
that's actually pretty true.
At this point in the game, we might not have a Blade anymore. We don't know. So here's what I should say. Tomorrow, if Blade's still in the game, if you don't have your power, tell us. We know that.
Then we can clear one of the people. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would.
Well, what happened to Leanne though? Is she still in the game?
Is there someone missing? Leanne, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she disconnected.
Yeah, I figured.
I'm trying to help her with it.
Oh.
Okay.
I have to accept her back in.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Cadence says we're in.
So the anything to go off of, or
the drunk would learn today or tomorrow?
Drunk will learn for tonight. So I already sent drunk his message. So if you're the drunk, make sure you check.
Okay. So we at least have that information in. I'm a little more trusting of Connor just because his last minute nomination was for someone else who was nominated before. Seems like the vampire move at least would be to nominate someone new at the last minute. So could very well be werewolf, but I feel a little bit better that Connor's probably not vampire.
He's been very bloodthirsty though. He's been nominated to a lot of people.
Yeah, because I don't like not killing him. Now we're at 3.5 minutes. So when there's a timer, I'm going to nominate people to get people to talk.
I mean, that's pretty fair, but like,
what's the rush with killing people? Like, the more people.
The rush with killing people is we have to kill werewolves. We don't win the game if we don't.
You know why I was believing that Johnny was a vampire? It was what Jugan said, like spear or whatever it's called, a
stake
in the heart, and I was like, yeah, that's a vampire.
Turns out probably kills anybody.
As I say, before that would kill a villager too.
Did you catch anything watching yesterday?
Blade came out, just stick the thing into his heart. I was like, well, whatever happens, happens.
Adam, did you call on me?
Yeah, I said, did you catch anything since you weren't able to talk yesterday? You kind of
I mean, my main suspicion is probably Connor, and it's not a meta thing. I think it just kind of, I think Leanne was saying this, or somebody said this, his day one kind of martyr speech of like, oh, well, I'll nominate myself. If you're a villager, why would you risk getting vampire killed? Because you're still a villager. And so to me, that seemed like, oh, I'm going to put myself out there as doing a good guy thing to gain some trust. So that to me, and the nominating of people, I get we have to kill people to find werewolves, but Connor's probably my number one suspicion.
All right, well, here, all I'm gonna say, and I'm just still curious about this, is I was the one who nominated Aurelio twice. Nobody seconded, so nobody else thinks he's suspicious. The thing that I think is the most suspicious thing is I nominated him and he had nothing to say afterwards. Like, he didn't have to say it. Like, he had no defense. So that's the only reason why I've nominated him twice.
That's fair. I'm also kind of lost in the sauce and learning the game a little bit as we go. Just gonna throw it out there.
I gotta go off the slightest things that I can find right now. Right? That's what I'm.
No, that's completely fair. I'm not blaming you for nothing. That is completely fair. However, there's also a lack of information.
Yeah.
Do we think that? Do we think Johnny dying, he was actually a vampire? Do you think we did good there? Like Blade did good?
We have no way of knowing.
He was suspicious.
But we're not promised.
We cannot.
We'll know tomorrow.
We don't know that.
I mean,
I nominate Leanne. She's voted a couple of times questionably to me.
I got one for Leanne.
We're down to a minute.
I'll second.
All right, I got a second for Leanne.
Who seconded?
Other Adam,
I think Adam maybe
I did.
as well. Yeah.
All right, so give me your reasons for.
Just because a couple of the votes have been opposite everybody else, so doesn't mean anything. Plus, to get her to talk, and we were down to a minute, so it extends the day.
That's pretty much my reasoning for seconding. I'm working on nothing here.
All right, Leanne, you're going to unmute yourself and defend yourself. Got a minute.
Okay, well, I'm a villager, so there's no point in killing me because you have no reason to. You can believe me or not. The reason why I seconded a couple of them or went against everybody else is because I just didn't believe to kill them would be the right idea because we haven't found out anything right now. We literally have nothing.
Okay, 27 seconds. Is that it?
That's it. That's it.
All right. All right. Everybody knows the drill. Thumbs up. You can vote for yourself, Leanne. 3, 2, 1. Only counting 2 votes down. So 3 votes down. That's not enough. Leanne, you're still alive. You're going to unmute yourself.
I only voted down because I didn't follow her logic. She was voting to kill people, and she said that she didn't want to just randomly vote to kill people. So her logic and her voting didn't match up. That's the only reason I voted down. Doesn't mean she's bad.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too.
Yeah. I'm going to nominate Sam because Sam's a vampire. I'm the Aura Seer. And
I'll second it.
I checked Daniel the last night. He is not a vampire. Werewolves, you don't need to kill me because I don't get any information on you, so I can keep killing. I keep finding the vampires that are able to kill you and unable to be killed by you. So keep me alive.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
All right, I got 2 for Sam. Anybody else? Oh, I'm sorry. I got 2 nominations for Sam. All right. All right. I heard Alice's reasoning. Connor, you have another reason? You're just following.
I believe Alex.
All right, Sam, defend yourself.
I'm gonna guess Daly's a werewolf and try to kill me at night, and I didn't die. That's my defense.
All right. Everybody. All right. Voting for Sam, up or down. And remember, we still have a priest in place, so don't automatically kill your camera and all that stuff, okay? 3, 2, 1. Don't even have to count that. So, y'all voted on Sam. You took him downtown to the gallows, strapped him up to the post. As you set it on fire, Sam, what's your last words?
Kill daily.
As Sam says, kill daily. You see these fangs pop out of his mouth, screaming to death to the stake. Sam is no longer for this world. Thank you, Sam. And with that, go to sleep. Wow. Y'all got yourselves a vampire. I wonder how many more's left. Get my werewolves to wake up. My werewolves. Do you want to eat? Thank you, werewolves. Go sleep. My bodyguard, wake up. Who you want to protect tonight? Thank you, bodyguard. Go to sleep. My priest, wake on up. You want to use your power tonight? Thank you, priest. Go to sleep. Spellcaster. You want to silence tonight because you're tired of hearing them talk. Okay. Thank you, spellcaster. Go to sleep. My vampires. Do you want to bite? Thank you, vampires. Go to sleep. Blade, wake up. You want to use your power tonight? Thank you, Blade. Go to sleep. That's mentalist. I almost forgot about you. Mentalist, wake on up. Who do you want to look at? Thank you, mentalist. Go to sleep. That's everybody. So wake on up. Let me tell you what happened last night for y'all go talking. First off, Blake, you had a spell cast on you and you can't talk again for today. And Paul, your next door neighbor, Daniel, this house is running with blood outside the door. He's been mauled to death. Thank you, Daniel.
This is why I wanted Daniel to come out with his information, because I thought for sure he'd die today.
Also, no one should nominate, who was it? The Seer, Daily.
Yeah. Also,
whoever nominates them, we're killing the one who
did the
nominates.
Overseer wake up last night, Jugan? I don't think the Overseer woke up last night.
Oh, you're right. Everybody go back to sleep. I knew I forgot somebody. Go back to sleep. Overseer, wake up. Don't look at. All right, everybody wake up. No, I forgot something. My bad.
All right, Alex, you want to give us your information?
Yeah, I checked Arello and he's not a vampire.
Arello, why did you kind of like you nominated not to kill Sam?
Okay, so I may have like thought this and this were completely separate things. So I'm not good at today. Definitely not doing good today.
What about
there were two other people who voted to keep Sam.
Leah and Leanne also did.
Yeah, it's only him.
What was that?
Leah and Leanne also voted to save him, so I'm wondering why they did.
I know
that's a good question
because it's like I don't really feel like
no response.
Leanne?
Just like
I thought I was still on mute.
United States, but now I can't read the signs.
He had said kill Daily, but for some reason I didn't know why. I wanted to keep him alive to find out information, but all he gave us was that. After he was dead, sorry. Before he had said that he knew information that he could tell us.
Not recalling this.
I don't think he had information. He just said that Daly was a werewolf or something.
Yep, that's all.
Yeah, that was part of the defense.
Yeah.
And he was just like guessing as part of his defense.
I'm gonna also bring this up, and I don't want anyone to say this person to say anything, but again, Blade, if your power is not available, tell us now. And obviously, if you don't say anything, then we are to assume that you still have your ability.
Or are dead.
What'd you say, Paul? Or yeah, you could be dead. Right. So I'm going to either assume you're dead, or you still have your ability, or you're Blake who can't talk, and it's not even here.
Which, if that's the case, possible. We might be out of vampires, because he might have hit Johnny.
Well, it could only be Daniel, right?
Well, maybe, but it's also possible they just still don't want to come out, even though you're telling them to.
Yeah, it could be it's Connor, and he
but
does
listen,
this a lot.
There's no if you don't have your ability anymore, why wouldn't you come out?
Yeah, that just means you're a safe, confirmed villager.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, you don't have any ability, so there's no reason not to.
But that's also fewer targets.
They may be concerned a werewolf would
trying to hit the
mentalist or villager at that point.
Well, it's better that a regular villager dies than, say, like, somebody who's more important.
Fair, but I'm just guessing at their reasoning why they may not want to reveal themselves.
Daily checked Daniel the first night, right?
Yeah.
I checked Sam the first night, I checked Daniel the next night, and I checked Arello the night after that.
I thought you said you checked me.
I have not checked you yet. You're on my short list.
One reason
might have to get through Leah first, though. We'll see.
Whoever Blade is, one reason they might be keeping it to themselves is for later on in the game, if somebody claims to be Blade, then they know that person's probably dead. It's another strategy.
Yeah, but wouldn't that cause some kind of conflict at that point too? Because then they'd have to usher for some kind of proof, though.
Yeah, but you're taking, like, for example, if it happened right now, you're taking a pool of, 10, 11 people, and you're narrowing it down to 2. Because one of those 2 people would end up being bad.
That's fair.
I think I'm going to go ahead and nominate Leah, just because Arello mentioned why he went to save Sam. Leanne mentioned why she went to save Sam, so I was just interested in hearing the save Sam on Leah.
I'll second, because I was
so
thinking
future
I was
reference
thinking
thumbs
the same
down is to
thing.
kill people. That's just assuming that.
Oh, you got a second? I'm sorry. I only hear one. All right, what's y'all's
I'm
reasoning?
just trying to read people because this is my first game, and
Hey, watch the language. Watch the language.
Wow, I feel attacked and hurt. So hold on. So did two people go for?
Yeah, I think the two balls.
Yeah.
That your defense?
All right.
I'm definitely a villager for one. So I'm just trying to read people, and I guess I'm failing at it.
Oh, wait, who was nominated?
Leah.
Leah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. Is that your defense? All righty. Everybody vote. 3, 2, 1. That's not enough votes. You're still alive.
I'm still very suspicious of it. I think Gorella's a werewolf.
Yeah, and then it's like making sure.
I have done nothing wrong to be incriminating, for one, and for two. I'm really trying to at least be kind of useful when it comes to having no information.
I know I've said this in the past, and I'm a failure for it too. Clean language, please. Clean. May unmute yourself.
My bad.
If we said there was kind of like 2 werewolves, 2 vampires, I think we might have got at least 1 or 2 of those bad rolls.
Number 1 is Fort Carson, Colorado.
Well, we haven't gotten any werewolves yet, but we've gotten at least 1 vampire.
Yeah.
Well, we've only killed 3 people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it depends if Blade got if Blade.
Right.
It's been a very kill light game.
Adele, did you pick anything up on your night of silence?
No.
The town right outside, like, you know, Clarksville and that shit.
Well, you were there.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna nominate Arello and see if anyone wants to second it this time.
I'll second.
I'll second it.
All right, thank you.
All right, who seconded it?
Daily.
And Leanne. All right. What's y'all's reasonings for nominating?
I've been kind of suspicious of him since the beginning, and I still kind of am. I could be wrong.
Oh my god, I think I know this dude.
All right. Mute everybody.
Does the wet
Arello, defend yourself.
sound one?
Okay, so I can understand the suspicion. The suspicion definitely makes sense, but at this point in time, there's really no information. I'm trying to help and kind of come up with some things. I am a villager, so at this point in time, I'm still lost. I'm still trying to see what information's available. I mean, I have a couple times tried, but apparently some kills can't be confirmed. So at this point, I am a villager. That's all I got on the matter at this point.
That's also where I found out that.
All right. Everybody, get ready to vote. 3, 2, 1. Vote. All right. Y'all take Arillo down to the gallows. And y'all start the fire again. Arillo, what's your final words?
Good luck, everybody. I have no idea what to say to this.
You quickly burn him and you realize he is a villager. You may turn off your camera to watch. With that being said, the bells have tolled. Alrighty. Everybody go to sleep. My werewolves, wake up. Want to bite? All right, werewolves go to sleep. Let me get my vampires to wake up. Your vampires go to sleep. Down here. My spellcaster, go ahead and wake on up. I want to silence. Go to sleep. Priest, wake on up. Want to use your ability? Thank you, priest. Go to sleep. My bodyguard, my bodyguard. You want to protect tonight. Thank you, bodyguard. Go to sleep. Or seer, wake on up. Make sure I didn't forget about you this time. Who do you want to look at? All right, wake on up. Wake on up. All right, let me tell you what happened last night. See blood coming from Adam's door. Adam S. Who have been killed. Name your target.
Connor, something seems off with you, Connor.
Connor, some point during the night, you got shot in the face by the hunter. Go sleep. Hey, Adam.
We're told what Connor is at least, right?
Oh, that happened during the night.
No. Oh, God.
I'm pretty sure he was a werewolf, by the way.
What Connor was?
I was kind of thinking that.
Yeah. I also, and by the way, the spellcaster, I don't know if it was anybody silenced tonight or today?
No.
Okay. I also am very suspicious of Leanne. I didn't get to say this because I was silenced, but her reasoning for voting up on Sam was that what did she say? She wanted to hear his information or something?
Yeah, something.
Even though he'd been confirmed as a vampire, which is a bad role in the game. So that didn't make sense. And then she just voted. I mean, a lot of us.
I'm sorry, everybody go back to sleep. Everybody go back to sleep.
Oh, okay.
I keep forgetting somebody. Mentalist. Wake up. I'm terribly sorry about this. All right, go to sleep. All right, now everybody wake up.
Should have the mentalist picked Connor and Adam S to see if they were on the same alignment? Like, is that
okay? I hate
viable?
Information, so I'm gonna come out now. I am the mentalist, and I was trying to tell Juke, and then he forgot about me. So here's what I got.
My apologies.
Both Adams are on the same team.
Okay.
Adele and Blake are also on the same team.
Okay.
Ben and Eddie are not on the same team. Leah and Leanne are on the same team.
Ah, interesting.
And I assume that's what he meant. He did a double thumbs up for the same team, and then for Ben and Eddie, he did this. So I assume that.
Yeah.
Who was the second pair?
Second pair was Adele and Blake. They are on the same team.
Adele and Blake.
Okay.
Yeah, I got both Adams on the same team. Adele and Blake on the same team. Ben and Eddie not on the same team. Leah, Leanne are on the same team.
I like the mentalist. It gives you someone to trust.
Yeah, and I know I hate dying with information, so I had to come out. I'm gonna die soon. I don't care. But
when did you?
The bodyguard with you.
Is that the order you check people?
That was the order I did it. Yeah.
So like first night, second night, third night. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just put it out there that I checked Leah last night. She's not a vampire. I don't know if my role has any value anymore. There might still be a vampire out there. There might not be, but
no, it's good, especially with the mentalist. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's not a vampire.
It's really good, actually. So that is really good.
Yeah.
That is really good information.
So Leah and Leanne are either both villagers or they're both werewolves then.
Yeah.
No, they actually could be cupids.
Yeah.
Heard that, yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting kind of close to the wire, so I don't know. I just didn't want to die with it.
So the Adam is confirmed good because the other. Wait, did they both die? No, one is good.
No,
One is
just
here,
one
right?
Adam died.
Okay, one is here. Okay, that's good. So we have one
And
confirmed.
it's actually kind of funny that Adam was the hunter, but
yeah. So that means Adam's good.
Yep.
That means Adam is confirmed good. Me and Blake were on the same team. I mean, I know I'm good, so Blake knows he's good.
Sure.
Ben and Eddie is the only thing where.
Yeah, they're the only
and
ones that
Leanne,
I
Leanne,
got on the same team. So
Ben,
that's my info for the day.
Ben, come on. Why'd you vote down on Daniel?
On Daniel?
Yeah.
You did vote down on
well, I mean, I think I explained why. So I was the one that nominated him, and he had been seconding everybody that had been seconded up until that point. So I felt like I thought he was a vampire, to be honest. And so I thought he was just jumping on people, trying to get somebody off.
Are you just a basic villager, Ben?
Yes.
Also, I have a feeling. I don't know if I should say this, but I will just say it. I have a feeling that we don't have a bodyguard because the other day when Daly confirmed Daniel almost, the bodyguard should have protected Daniel, and Daniel died. So
there was a lot.
I don't see why the bodyguard wouldn't protect Daniel that time. When Daly said he checked Daniel and he checked Sam.
Yeah. There was a little bit of thing the night before as well, where the kind of like bodyguard maybe was going to protect the same person twice as well.
Well, that one they were almost definitely alive when that happened, or else like Jugan wouldn't do that. But
yeah, that's meta, but I think it's accurate. I think I agree with Adele. There's probably no bodyguard
because of the Daniel thing. I don't see why they wouldn't do it. It just doesn't make sense.
Eddie, so you're not on Ben's team. Which team are you on?
I'm on a good team. Don't worry about me, son.
Good in your eyes or good in ours?
good for the village, trust me.
And keep in mind that there is the Cupid team out there, so
highly unlikely I hit the Cupid team, but I mean I could have.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is if you get a reading where it's two people that are not on the same team,
we know it's not.
It's possible
Adam
they're both good. Just one of them's Cupid.
So if I got the Cupid
at this point,
team,
it's probably about as likely as anything else to get Cupid. Because
I mean, if I got the Cupid team, it's either Adele and Blake or Leah and Leanne.
I did not get Cupid.
Right, or it's possible that either Ben or Eddie are on that Cupid team and they're with somebody else. That's what I was getting at.
So we've said Adam K is safe. The cursed cannot be thrown into that because we haven't had a no kill since the second night, right? Does the curse doesn't mess with that at all, does it?
It does. So the cursed is a villager until they're killed by the werewolf.
Right.
But we would have to have a no-kill night in order for the curse to
Which
change.
was only the first.
In order for the curse to potentially transform, because there could be other reasons for no kill nights.
Yeah.
So I guess
we're also totally forgetting about the drunk as well. So whatever Paul checks on the first, second.
Well, that's the order I did it, so you guys can keep track.
I think we should kill Ben. I think it would confirm. I mean, if he turns out to be a villager, then we know it's Eddie. But I just the downvote on Daniel. I for me, and I hate to always do meta, but for me, Daniel is such a good player as far as picking up on things. I would never want to kill him during the day unless I'm like 100% sure. And so anytime a veteran player wants to take him out, it's because I think maybe you aren't on his team. So I guess I'll nominate Ben.
I mean, I totally agree with you, but he normally he's really good at picking up on people, but he was just seconding everybody. It wasn't like he wasn't picking up on anything. He was just.
All right, so I got two nominations for Ben, from Blake and Leanne. Right?
No. Yeah.
Okay. And what is y'all's reasonings? I heard Blake's.
Well, just to add, also, I'm just a basic villager. Honestly, wasn't drunk, didn't turn. So at this point, anybody who claims basic villager, I also have to be suspect of.
What if I claim basic villager? Are you suspect of me, Blake?
What's your reasonings, Leanne?
Ben and Eddie are not on the same team, so it's either Ben or Eddie. And like Blake said, he kept second. He had second Daniel. And for Blake to say Daniel was a veteran player, well, Daniel knows logic very well. So to want to second to kill him makes no sense if you're on the same team.
Okay. I'm going to mute everybody. Ben, it's your time to defend yourself.
I mean, like I said, I'm a regular villager. I already explained this, but I didn't second Daniel. I nominated him because, like I said, he was jumping on everybody else's nominations. He wasn't really focusing on anything in particular, or any like body language or anything like that, at least that he shared with us. He was just seconding pretty much anybody that got nominated. And so that was really suspect to me. Like I said, I thought he was a vampire, and it turns out he's not. So, I mean, I'm doing the best I can with no information for most of this game, and that's that.
All righty. Everybody mute yourself. I'll mute you. All right, we're voting on Ben's life. 3, 2, 1. Seven versus 2 up, 3 up. All right, y'all drag Ben down to the gallows. This time, y'all decided you want to take off his head instead. As the blade starts coming down to your neck, Ben, what's your final words?
I'm not giving anybody my final words. I'm dying in silence.
All right, since Blake casts it, he looks at Blake, spits in his face, and goes, fiends pop out, and his head pops off. Ben, you're dead. With that being said, bells are tone. Time to go to sleep. Man, my worshippers are doing well, taking out all these evil people. That surely must be all of them. All right. My werewolves wake up. You can go sleep. My priest. You want to use your power? Thank you, priest. Go to sleep. My spellcaster, wake on up. Who do you want to silence tonight? Thank you, spellcaster. Go to sleep. Blade, wake on up. Who do you want to use your power tonight? Thank you, Blade. Go back to sleep. My vampires. Do you want to bite tonight? Thank you, vampires. Go to sleep. My bodyguard, wake up. Do you want to protect tonight? Think about it. I gotta go to sleep. Or Seer. You want to look at? Oh. Or Seer. All right. Seer go to sleep. That is everybody. So, mentalists. You want to look at? Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Let me tell you what happened last night. Werewolves came to town, but they didn't find what they were trying to look for, so there was no kill last night. Nobody silenced. Day is yours.
So good chance they targeted Classic Paul, and he was like priested or something.
I want to talk about something I feel uncomfortable with. So I'm going to do something that if I was a werewolf or something, I think would be pretty stupid. I am a plain vanilla villager, which I'm uncomfortable with because Blake's claimed that and Adele's claimed that. We know they're on the same team. They just found a vampire, which makes me a little nervous just because, I mean, hey, good job. I appreciate it. But werewolves would also be able to find and select vampires.
I thought Fangs meant werewolf.
I can add to some of that information. No, Fangs are vampires.
Fangs? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, I'll tell what I did.
I'm another villager myself.
I checked Adam and Adele because I wanted to know what the Adele and Blake combination were, and they're on the same team.
Okay.
So this confirms me, Blake, Adam.
Yeah, Adam and Adele and Blake are currently on the same team.
That's good information.
Confirm
That's
one
good.
team with somebody that we assume is good.
But do we?
Unless Adam turned with cursed is technically a possibility. Because Adam Knight 0.
So we're getting down to the end of it. So at this point, if the priests use their ability, I feel like they should just come out, right? Or, I mean, honestly, maybe even the bodyguard.
They could be dead.
Something saved Paul last time, or
well, the priest cast. They bless somebody, and
that's right.
Stays until the end of the game, or until they.
Unless are we sure the bodyguard's dead?
No,
it's not for sure. It's not for sure.
Could be the bodyguard.
You got saved, didn't you?
It's either the priest or the bodyguard because they probably did target you. I don't see why they wouldn't.
So we got a lot of confirmed villagers here, and
so basically now my information is that Adam, Adele, and Blake are on the same team. Leah
and you are with us as well.
I'm with you. And Leah Leanne are on the same team. That's
and Daily. So this is 5 people confirmed, guys. This is good.
Yeah. I checked Paul M last night. He's not a vampire. Again, I think the vampires are probably dead at this point. But
we've killed 2 of them. There's got to be at least like one more maximum.
Yeah, there are issues with like obviously drunk and cursed as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably painted a target on myself because with them confirmed, a 3rd villager is either like a super risky werewolf move, or we may just have a ton of villagers that didn't make sense to me. But
I mean, it could be Leah and Leanne. They're on the same team.
But we did say there was at least 3 werewolves.
We don't
at
know.
Least 3.
We don't know the numbers. We were just guessing at the beginning. It seemed like based on the math that 3 and 2 was kind of a
3 and 2. Or
well, if I had set it up, then
I don't know.
The only tiny piece of information that's super meta, so don't put anything on this. But when I woke up and asked about Paul, he did give me a thumb up at first, and then like waved me back and said no. So I'm guessing that was just like he was saying like I understand who you were talking about, and I took that as something, but tiny chance that maybe he thought I was supposed to see werewolves or something. So.
Wait. Also, so no death could mean that the curse turned, right? I mean, let's say they didn't target Paul, and they said, "Let's just."
Oh, that is true. That is another possibility.
Protected,
actually,
so let's go for someone else. And they turned.
Potentially, there was
True.
How many other nights were there not a werewolf kill? Just one, and that was
two at the beginning.
But also, if Paul was priested, that is such a waste because they go for another kill, then they have to kill Paul twice, and he's getting so much information. So if they did that, that's good.
It stalls village deaths too. So I mean that's useful.
If they didn't target Paul, that's good for us.
The curse can't be another role, can they? It's not like an attribute.
The curse is cursed.
Is basically just a vanilla villager with a title, I think.
Okay, we're running out of time, so I'm gonna
I'm not gonna nominate, but if I'm gonna nominate, it's either Leah or Leanne. Like they're on the same team, and there's only 4 people that are not confirmed. I don't see anything else.
If a Cupid gets lynched, will you say that they're a Cupid, or will you just say they're a villager?
Cupid was an extra role.
Don't forget that Eddie, it was just they were on different teams. Eddie could be a werewolf,
not necessarily
and Ben
confirmed, but
Eddie could be a werewolf, and we've like hardly killed werewolves, at least that we know. Connor, I think, was one, but everything else has been a vampire, right?
Yeah, we got
Leanne,
Paul,
Dan,
Mitchell,
and Ben.
Possible.
I would be okay with Leah or Leanne just to find out.
That's the
Don't
only
forget Eddie as well.
Yeah, Leah.
I'm not saying Eddie's confirmed. I'm just saying for now, I think it's better.
I'll nominate Leah.
Second.
I think the vampire is picking daily every single day, and that's why.
Alrighty,
that would be
we got 2 for Leah. Correct. Who was it? Alex and
I seconded.
Alex and Adam. Alrighty, what's y'all's reasonings? Y'all's reasoning?
I'm just, Paul said that they were both on the same team. We need information. It's a good way to get information.
Same.
Much
they could be Cupid too. That's possible.
Yeah. But we can't let the Cupids be the last ones to survive. So.
Yep.
Alrighty. Leah, this is your defense.
Well, I'll come straight out. I am the priest. If you guys really want to know. And I see why you guys are suspicious, because you're finding out who's on what team. Because if I had to take a guess, sorry, Eddie, I'd come after you, but that is what I am.
Got 30 more seconds. You want to use it? Okay. All right, we're voting on Leah. 3, 2, 1. Hurry up. That sits down. All right. Y'all bring Leah down to the gallows because you don't trust her, even though she says she's the priest. She is so... She's just dead. Y'all just stab her in the heart. But Leanne just falls to the ground from a heart attack because she's so in love with Leah. They are both dead. Thank y'all for playing. Put off your cameras and leave the village. Well, now, guess what time it is? Time to go to sleep. Turn off your camera. All right. So I don't keep forgetting you. Mentalists, wake on up. Who do you want to look at? All right, go to sleep. My spellcaster, wake on up. Who do you want to silence tonight? You spellcaster, go to sleep. Get my vampires to wake up. Who do you want to fight tonight? Take you vampires, go to sleep. Let me get Blade to wake on up. Who do you want to use your power? Thank you, Blade, go to sleep. Bodyguard, wake on up. You want to protect tonight. I'll let you do it, but you can't do it no more. Copy. Go to sleep. My werewolves, wake on up. Who you want to punch on tonight? And for once, I think I got everybody. So roosters are crowing. It's time to wake up. And tonight, we had a bloody death. Bloody death. Coming from Adele's house. Y'all walk in and find he's mauled to death. Thank you, Adele.
You missed the Oraseer.
Did I?
Hmm?
I did. All right. Everybody go to sleep. Oraseer, wake up. All right, everybody waking up. I know next time I put not too many rolls in. I thought I got everybody.
Not that my information probably matters anymore, but
okay.
Blake's not a vampire.
Here's what I got. This time I wanted to confirm the Adam, Adele, Blake trio. So I said Daly and Adele, and I got 2 thumbs up. So Daly, Adele, Adam, and Blake are all on the same team. I'm on that team, so it's got to be Eddie and or other Paul.
Eddie, unmute.
Both got some explaining to do.
Who did you check? Like
I checked Adele and I checked Daly.
No, day 1, day 2 before.
Sorry. Day 1 was Adam and Adam, or day 1. And then I asked about Adele and Blake, and then I asked about, and they were on the same team. Ben and Eddie were not on the same team. And then I did Leah and Leanne, who were on the same team. And then I did Adam and Adele, because I wanted to find out what that team was. And then I did Daly and Adele, and they're on the same team, which means Daly, Adam, Blake, and myself are on the same team.
Is Blake on the same team? If you checked him day 2?
Eddie,
I'm sorry, dude. Eddie, dude. Goodbye names up there.
There could have been a cursed that turned. I mean,
just turn yourself in, Eddie. Just
it's possible, but not as likely. But
it's not as likely. You're right.
I mean, you checked Ben and Eddie on night 3, and they were on different teams?
Correct.
And Ben was one of our vampires, right? So
I haven't used Blake's name in a while, so I mean, technically, it's possible, I guess, but I don't know.
Come on, it's got to be Eddie. Eddie, have you ever been a villager? You wouldn't even know how to be a villager in this game because you're always a werewolf.
I'm a good villager, solid villager.
I play a particular role.
I mean,
like Paul, Paul? Like, I don't know. Like, have you not checked Paul at all? You've not checked Paul at all, have you?
Mm-mm.
Adam's been Adam's confirmed good because you checked him early, but you've also just checked him now, so Adam's good.
I did Adam and Adele 2 rounds ago, and then I did Daly and Adele last round.
It would be fairly weird for Paul to come out as a basic villager after, you know, people had already said basic villager, basic villager. My only other thought is that, I mean, you check Adam really early, and we had a couple nights with no kills, so he could have been accursed. It's possible.
Well, he also checked me a couple
Eddie.
rounds ago, so
I think it's you, Blake. I think it's you.
I'm just watching your screen, Eddie, at this point. Come on. Just turn yourself in so we can end the game. It's you.
I
Come
think
on.
it's you, dude. I think it's you.
Come on, Eddie.
I honestly think it's you. You're just lucky that he checked you early. That's all.
I'm a basic villager. I told you, I thought I could be drunk, but no such luck. I'm not cursed, just a basic villager. I think we gotta take
basic villagers.
So I think
so what are your thoughts? I want to hear from Paul Mitchell. What are your thoughts about this whole situation?
Yeah, so my thoughts are the third villager coming out, I think, would be pretty dumb as Werewolf. Now, I could be just a new player. That's fine. I do think Classic Paul's checking enough that I'm getting more comfortable with it not being a curse every time he checks. Still a possibility, but if things go that far south, we're going to be in bigger trouble. I think we have to eliminate people that haven't been checked first. I think, you know, you can either go for me or Eddie. I'm really okay with that. I know we probably have, I don't know if we have a bodyguard hiding again. I think probably. I think the bodyguard was probably Adam, Blake, or Adele. So you're okay killing me because I'm not the bodyguard. So it's one of those things where I don't mind if you pick me. The village really isn't losing anything, but
if we still have a bodyguard, shouldn't they come out at this point?
The bodyguard's alive.
Yeah, based on how that last round went.
Unless it was Adele.
Yeah, maybe.
It could be.
If the bodyguard is alive, it would be a good idea for him to reveal himself because we're getting low on numbers here.
But you won't lose anything by killing me. So I'll go ahead and nominate Eddie.
I got one nomination for Eddie.
All second.
Okay.
So I got 3 nominations for Eddie. What is y'all's reasoning?
The last 5 minutes.
Gotta be one of the people that hasn't been confirmed. And
all right, gonna meet everybody.
We get defense.
Yeah. You have a minute to defend yourself.
So Paul was very quick to nominate them because he's the only other person that was not checked as well. I'm still suspicious a little bit of Blake. I don't know, but I think it's either Blake or Paul. Paul was very quick because he knew I was going to just nominate Paul then maybe because I know he's the only other person that's been unchecked, but he nominated me pretty quickly then. So I'm just a normal villager, just a vanilla villager. Blake, if I get killed, definitely vote Blake next, please. All right, 100%. All right. But Paul was pretty quick there to vote as well.
Got 15 seconds. All right. We're voting to kill Eddie. 3, 2, 1. That's 4 votes down, 2 up. Y'all drag Eddie down to the gallows. So certain he is a bad man. So certain. Y'all decide y'all want to put a silver bullet through him because you think he's a werewolf. And as you do, Blake, what is your last words? Oh, I'm sorry, not Blake. Eddie, what is your last words?
Well done.
And as you do that, you hear a ooh, and you kill yourself a werewolf. All right, Eddie, you can go and close your camera. Thanks for playing. Time to go to sleep. But there's no need to wake anybody else up because the village just won because they have a peaceful night.
Nice.
Nice.
There at the end.
All right, I'm going to mute everybody so I can debrief. All right, as you already know, Paul Classic was a mentalist. Leah was a priest. Eddie was a drunk, but I already had him going to be a werewolf. Connor was the spellcaster, so Blake, you can blame Connor. Aurelio was a curse, but he never got targeted. Blade was Daniel. That the first night the werewolves woke up and killed Daniel. Sam was a vampire. Skywalker was a vampire. Ben was a vampire. Adam S was a hunter. So we got Paul, Blake, Leon. Well, Leon was the Cupid. She woke up and chose her best friend Leah. So they became lovers, but she was still just a villager. The other Adam was a villager. Adele was a bodyguard. Alex was the overseer. And if one person didn't drop, they were going to be the lone wolf, but that didn't happen. So, and I decided whether or not to put overseer in here because I didn't know if it'd be too powerful. Turned out to be too powerful because Daly found who'd you know?
It was me.
It was Sam. Found out about Sam.
Yeah, I took Sam on the first night.
Yeah, you found Sam the first night, and then of course Daniel. This shot was true and killed a vampire. Sadly, died to a werewolf the next night. And then it was just downhill for the bad team. So I shouldn't have put the overseer in. I think it was a little too powerful for this game. Mentalist probably would have handled it, but
it was literally the only seer role that could come out in like night 3 and just survive to the rest of the game.
When I picked Classic Paul again, I was trying to tell you, Jugan, like, it's good, don't say anything because you're gonna give away the fact that the bodyguard still. And then you said, I'll do it, but you can't do it again. I'm like, oh, I died.
When you said that, I knew not to vote. I did know not to vote. Obviously, kind of like Classic Paul.
Yeah, as soon as you said, I was like, okay, Paul is.
Yeah, I kind of figured that would mean to target.
I know, my bad.
That way, but
yeah,
I realized later that I
worked.
probably should have checked Blake with somebody too to confirm that side of the team, but it ended up being okay. So
I voted up for Eddie at the end there just because I wanted to hear his explanation of how in the heck it could have been Blake.
He was the drunk. Blake was the drunk.
I just wanted to ask
I had no reason. Like,
yeah,
Eddie,
I kind of just didn't account for the fact that Blake could have been drunk, I guess.
Eddie, how does revenge feel?
It feels all right.
Oh my god!
It was quite lonely. I think I was the only werewolf. It was quite lonely.
Yeah. The reason
by the
one
way,
of 2
who was
kills, there was
drunk? I
no
don't
other
know if
werewolves. You were the only werewolf.
Yeah.
And like I said, the last person that couldn't make it in was going to be the lone wolf, but he didn't make it in, so that's the reason he didn't have 2 kills first night. I guess I should have switched up the roles a little bit, but I thought for sure that it'd be a little bit of struggle. But overseer seeing the vampire the first night, I was like, damn.
So I think the vampires had a chance anyway.
Nah.
With the
mentalist and the seer work in combination, the fact that those 2 roles survived for so long was really helpful.
Well, that and the way the vampire kills it's different than it usually is, and that's just really difficult.
Yeah, because you could target me, and as long as nobody nominates me, I'm fine.
I think it was quite hard. Obviously, I think it was good that I was drunk, but the fact is, because I was drunk, that means that the werewolves weren't getting any kills early on, so that means more people are alive. Do you know what I mean? Later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no reason for the werewolves to go after me because I don't get information on them. So
basically, you're just a confirmed villager that I could use your name to check with other people.
A confirmed villager that still gets information about vampires.
Had Adam not shot me, Blake, you had been silenced again.
Yay!
I won't let you do it 2 nights in a row.
No. So listen, here's my thought process. I silenced Blake the first night because I think Blake's good at reading people, and I figured if I make him silent, he'll just get to be able to kind of sit back and watch. Then I silenced Adele, same kind of reason. Then I silenced Blake again because he was the only one accusing me as a werewolf. So I thought it was obvious when Blake got silenced again that why would Blake get silenced? So I silenced him because he was accusing me.
You know, it's funny. No, I honestly thought when I'm like, who would be silencing me all these times? I didn't think of you. I thought Adam S would do it. I thought, maybe Sam, but I didn't think you would be the one.
when I came out of the silence and Connor asked me, like, did you get anything? I was still stuck on the fact, like, why didn't I save Daniel? I just threw the game. I was like, it was so obvious to protect Daniel. So that's why I said I have nothing, because I was like just devastated. But then I was like, okay, I can maybe flip this somehow to say there's no bodyguard, so they will target Classic Paul and I can protect him. And it kind of worked.
I thought the bodyguard was alive. I thought either the bodyguard had made a mistake not saving Daniel, or you were just trying to like outthink the werewolves and like, oh, they'll think I'll save him, so they're going to target him the next round. And hopefully,
no, my brain just froze. Actually, I didn't even think of Daniel that time.
No, I gave you more credit.
Well, I even pointed out that day. I'm like, Daniel, you're gonna die tomorrow. Tell us.
Yeah, I know. I forgot Connor's conversation completely. Like, just
I never knew how many vampires are in the game, so I was not gonna be going out. On the other hand, I was gonna check one day if my ability works. If it didn't work, then the next day I would have come out, because I had an information. I didn't have any information that day, so
But did the werewolves try to kill Daniel on the first night? Because I protected him the first night.
No.
There was no werewolves in the first night.
Or the second night.
No, I mean like the second night or the
No.
first kill.
No.
Okay.
The first kill was Daniel.
Yeah, I was the first.
So they were hitting vampires?
No,
there was no werewolf. They were drunk.
They were drunk. There was one werewolf and he was drunk.
Oh.
It was Eddie.
Oh.
So he woke up on the third night and started killing.
Yeah. I had a
That
good
is
time.
such a weird setup.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I was going to have a lone wolf in too. He was going to be there beginning of the game, but like I said, I had that person drop out. So
I was about to claim priest as well before we said it as well, which I was trying to just give myself priest as an alibi, but she said it just before me. I was gutted.
I
like Jugan's face when I named Sam that first night. Until you weren't happy.
I was like, come on.
I tend to do that daily, so moderators mainly hate me to be the seer. So I never get that role from like last 2 months. By the way, I just wanted to say, Jugan, it was a nice moderating with a few like.
Yeah, I'm rusty.
It's great. It's great though. But you're doing it for a larger group. I think for the first time, like this group. Only one thing that when you try not to give any information during the night. Like if someone says something the second time, you don't care if they know about they're using it their thing for the lab. Just chat them after that.
Okay.
Because
that works.
A lot of information.
You're giving the information that, for example, if you say, "Oh, are you sure you want to do that again?" Then that means that the bodyguard is alive. And most of the times they may wanna just stay under the radar. That's the only.
I mean, by that point anyway, there's no turning back.
It's just normal. It happens. It happens to everybody.
Oh yeah.
He was just trying to even the playing field because the bad things are getting.
We were so ahead.
We were more ahead than we thought, because I don't think we assumed there was one werewolf from the get-go, let alone being drunk.
Well, no, Blake said I was a werewolf, so you guys were convinced you killed a werewolf early on.
From almost right at the beginning, you guys only had one werewolf and one vampire again. So
from the beginning,
I like the whole not knowing what the role was for night deaths and like getting the day deaths. I thought that was interesting.
I agree.
I mean, it makes sense because everybody's asleep, so you don't know who's who what.
We've been playing Werewolf Legacy. We just finished that today, and that's how that works in that one. So night deaths you don't know, day deaths you do.
Right. But could the mentalist pick a dead person and a living person, or only
only living people?
No,
so I wasn't doing it because that'd be too broken, because we find out what dead people are.
Yeah. Kind of. We found out kind of what they are because Jugan was not saying, but again, it's a nice, interesting point of doing it, right?
Yeah.
I think if vampires worked how they did in the vanilla game, it probably would have been better. Because
how they work in the vanilla game?
What was that?
How they work in the vanilla game?
Basically, just after somebody's nominated and then they get seconded for the first time, that's when the death happens. So it's pretty much, for all intents and purposes, it's basically a delayed death.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah, after they get their second, the second accusation is the second.
Yeah, that's how we were doing it.
What was that? What was that whole? Nominate
No, that's
me
not.
if I die.
Nobody died.
No, listen. My thought was, I'm a spellcaster. Who cares if I die? I'm useless. So I figured if
I just thought
you
it'd be
guys
fun
killed
roll.
me, then you know anyone else you nominate, you're good. Like you don't have to worry about accidentally killing a.
No, I figured that you may be useless. I just kind of wanted to confirm.
No, I know. And actually, after I did it, I was like, man, if I was a vampire, that's exactly what I would have done. Same thing I just did. I would have done that if I was a vampire, because that would have. I mean,
would a vampire close? Would a vampire close to getting like a second nomination of managing to kill someone that way at all?
They were probably loving me. I was nominating everyone left and right.
And we actually called you, Eddie, on the first day you turned out as a werewolf. We had
nominated Blake the first day,
but nobody nominated you. So
yeah.
Who were the vampires picking?
First night they picked Blake. The second night they picked Eddie. Third night they picked Connor. That's when the hunter took out Connor, so they didn't get a chance to do Connor. And after that,
me silencing you might have saved you the first night.
Thanks. Yeah.
So they left Daly alone, I assume, right?
I mean,
we would never nominate Daly.
It's really hard. Yeah, you cannot.
Ben was the last one, but the mentalist picked out Ben. Well, actually, what was funny, mentalist picked Ben and Eddie, which they're separate teams. They're both bad.
I was also
and he got the Cupid. He got the Cupid.
And he picked both the people for Cupid. I was like, okay, I can't even do that.
That's why I picked them. I just picked them because I was kind of suspicious of both of them, and I wanted to know if they were at least on the same team.
Yeah, they were going pretty similar early on, so I was suspicious of both them as well. That was a good pick.
And the curse knew they were cursed, right? Like Aurelio knew he was cursed.
Yes.
Okay. He was just doing some things with his like delayed votes and stuff, and how he was voting. I was like, he's got something going on there.
Blake, you're definitely on my hit list now.
Why, Eddie?
I've got a revenge on Daniel. You're there.
Standing at the cross.